Lord of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. Beyond sight. Beyond sight.
Hey, it's another Friday for Sight Beyond Sight. We're about to break down WandaVision one more time. I am extra hype. Not really. I'm just really faking it. I'm half dead inside. But yeah, we are here right now about to do another video. Yeah, my openings will never be organic ever. I'm fucking random. But yeah, we're here today. It's Friday. We're going to talk, WandaVision episode 4. Basically the sword episode, you could kind of say in a way, and a rewind of figuring out what's going on. I'm here. It's me, Andrew. You already know, with my host, Nick.
What up, what up?
So we're going to get right into it, get this shit going right away. So, Nick, let's start the breakdown. How did you feel about this new episode?
I love it. I think from the last episode we did say that they're going to explain more on this episode, which they did. They gave all the butthurt fans about why is it in black and white, or why is it a sitcom, and this is weird. They gave you an episode that's like, oh, this is what's happening now, without giving away too much. So I thought this episode was great. And of course, we're going to talk more about it, but how did you feel?
Same shit. Honestly, this is that's the Marvel fan base of we ride with everything Marvel.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be very rare that you're gonna catch us say something bad because it's really bad shit.
Yeah.
But no, I loved it because it's like you said, like we predicted it in the last episode. We said like, yo, this next episode is going to be about Sword and about Shorty. Wow, I always forget her name when we do this shit, but I can remember when we're not on.
Just
here.
say Photon.
Photon, all right. So talk about Photon being there and how we now understood she came back through the blip. Basically, they show her whole access to Sword and getting into the whole, basically what I like to call the Wanda pandemic bubble.
Yeah.
Because that's what that is, honestly. Like, it was like she took COVID very serious.
Yeah, she was like, I'm not in this, like, whatever radius it is.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I thought it was very smart and it was simple. Easy. Like, it's truly easy for anybody who's the casual that hasn't read all the comics on a level like as you have.
Yeah.
Because you've read way more comics than I have. I'll admit that all day. Fucking yeah, but basically it touched on what it needed to touch on, so everybody could stop crying or stop being overthought minded and crazy. Like, listen, like, just understand, like, now the show just showed you, like, oh, the way they're watching, that's us watching.
Yes.
So feel like you're part of Shield. I mean, Sword. God damn it, the S's are gonna kill me.
I know.
Like,
It's gonna get crazy.
yeah, but yeah, that was a lot of that shit. I guess we could jump into anything that stood out for you, anything that you want to say.
Well, I would try to say, like, the things that stood out to me, of course, the ending, which we'll talk about later, because, just to let everyone know, that's if this is your first of our podcast listening, we're spoiler heavy, so we're just talking about everything.
Yes.
So if you don't like it, shut it off, but don't like and subscribe anyway. And play it in the background and put on mute or something.
Yeah, because we're gonna spoil it, but we're not here to give you the possibilities. We're here to spoil it, then give possibilities.
But the things that stood out to me were obviously the beginning scene and the ending scene. To me, like, were the reasons why I got hooked. But I feel like everyone should be hooked by this point.
Yeah.
When you see the reverse snap and the paranoia and the craziness that's going on, which we didn't really see in the movies because it was just like it just happened and people came through and
they just threw them out there.
The next thing after that was Spider-Man, and
exactly.
then people are 5 years older and then we're just accepting it.
Yes.
You got to see what Monica Rambeau was like. I went to sleep for 20 minutes. Where's my mom? Oh, she's dead, and she died 3 years after you disappeared. So it was kind of like, holy crap! Like, that was great way like especially a character build for her because no one knows anything about her besides being a little kid in Captain Marvel.
If they even knew that, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. Like you don't know, now you know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I felt like that's why I love Marvel because it's like that's the hook. And it was just like this is what we're doing. The very first scene is her coming back to fucking life.
Yeah. No, that was honestly one of the that opening definitely it was boom, it gives you that aspect of understanding like what it's happening after the blip. It's happening at a certain point in time. And seeing her like, not understanding, which it was cool because it wasn't really shown, like you said, like we didn't get that like understand like, oh, like they forgot like at the end of Endgame. It was they came and it was like, oh, they're all here to fight Thanos.
Yeah.
And then you've seen a little bit of it in Spider-Man, but they didn't really go that much. They made it more like it was cooler, which it makes sense because there were kids that came back at more like grown adults in a way.
Yeah.
So it was like you understand like if you were a kid and you have that like, hey, you come back and you're freaking like 21 from being 16, you're gonna be happy.
Yeah.
So like that part it made sense. So they gave the emotional aspect with Monica.
Yeah.
Her whole thing with her mom dying there, like, which is a crazy thing to think about. Like, her mom's there dying of cancer, and she just watches her daughter like evaporate away.
See, and I thought that was
Like-
even harder because it's kind of like obviously she didn't know what was going on, but it was just like, no, she survived for 3 years. You're 2 years late.
Yep,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly,
Like it was
yeah.
just like, damn, you could have spent 3 years with your moms.
Basically.
But the thing I also liked about it, again, I think like every scene, I felt like the show was very quick, even though it was
very
half
quick.
hour or something like 20 minutes.
That episode was definitely 20 minutes easy.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you take away from the opening.
Yeah.
And
And
then
the fucking 15-minute credit scene. Like,
yeah,
what the hell's
exactly.
going on?
I guess it's that much the CGI and shit like that.
Yeah,
that
all the people
like
involved.
it's wow. I got into that point where I've accepted the fact that they're just trying to give everybody their credit, so it
Yeah.
takes like 15 minutes to give them their credit.
And to talk about the CGI for a second, they're doing movie grade CGI for a TV. Well, yes, a TV show
It's a TV show.
essentially.
Yeah, technically it is a TV. Streaming is TV now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I'm just like, that's why I'm also happy about it. So I was like, yo, they're not going short. No offense to DC, but look at all the WB shows and how corny their
Oh no, they
costumes look.
half-ass it. It's literally what we have right now is, in a way, what is a half? Let's say you average a half hour of each episode, so 10 episodes. You get
Yeah.
almost 4 hour of material for a show, maybe more.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a
doing the math,
mathematician
yeah.
right now.
We're not doing the math right now.
Yeah, but something like that is around that, maybe a little bit higher. But yeah, like that, basically, and then you have literally movie actors. Like these are legit movie actors that are not just in Marvel movies. Let's
Yeah.
not
Yep.
forget
that's a
like they're
fact, too.
legit movie actors, and they're doing it for a TV show. Like it's one of the best things about the Marvel universe is that these people are truly committed.
Yes.
So this is what they do. Like they following it through and carrying it on and making it freaking work. Like this universe is a gift to us and not having to deal with shitty CGI and
Yes. Yep.
4 hours of a director's cut movie. I'm just never gonna drop it because
Yeah.
I don't feel like saying those
We'll
words
talk
on
about
my
that. That's
name.
another shot
Yeah.
to DC. Just like that.
But
right now.
like,
Another shot to DC. But when that movie comes out on HBO Max, we'll talk about it
Yeah.
in anger. But we'll talk about it.
but no, I would say we could go right to one of the biggest points of it is when she gets to what's it called, Westview.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the question that you wanted to ask me before we started this shit was, do I think Westview is actual there or not?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards it might not be there because I don't see how Wanda will be able to stop just two individual nobody cops from like not remembering it and then having everybody else be able to go there and thinking it's real.
Well,
You
see,
know?
this is where I get confused, right? Because I think the almost very end scene when Rambeau was saying, Wanda's doing it all.
Yeah.
Where it's just like I think that's Marvel's way of like giving the what's the word called, like the where it's not what she's really saying. She's trying to say like there's going to be something else because I really don't think that Wanda is doing it all. I think she's starting to realize like, okay, this is I'm creating this stuff, but she's not
There's
100%
something else
out of
going
control.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
something in the background, and I think those cops could have been like the agents of whoever's controlling her. And I'm not saying like they're agents as in soldiers or AIM or anything, but I really think Mephisto's behind it. So I'm thinking it's like, yo, he could have been in anybody or made any human, whatever. Just say that, like, no, there's no Westview, even though the sign's right back in the back of him. And
if it's Mephisto, I mean, it will make sense. But it has that aspect at the same time. We got to remember, like, and this is one of the things that was actually kind of interesting, like, rewatching it and shit, is when you see it, like, I won't get into the helicopter shit yet, but the part where they show homeboy talking on the radio to her, that now we show like we know who the voice was that was asking who's doing this.
yeah.
When they do the whole cut and she flips it back,
Yeah.
that made me feel less like she was doing it and somebody else did it because it didn't show the blood. It didn't show like just like it looked like she realized it and then somebody else realized it and said no,
Well,
and they stopped it.
the guy said it seems like someone is editing it out or something like that.
exactly.
That's not the exact words, but
Yeah.
someone said that in the sword thing. Like it seems like someone else is like editing all the stuff out. So if you think about it, it was just like, no, Sword ain't the only, in my opinion, Sword ain't the only one watching them. And
Yeah.
Sword ain't the only one doing this. And
But you got to be strong enough to do that, and the only thing I can see strong enough doing that besides the witch
a
chick
Strange, yeah.
is a Strange or maybe a Mephisto who wants this world to be there because he's looking for something.
yeah, souls, the baby souls.
Yep.
But so getting into that, because it seems like we're going like almost scene by scene, because that's basically the next one.
I mean, it's such a weird episode. You gotta
Yeah.
just do it like that.
But going after that, she puts the helicopter, the little drone thing in there.
Yeah.
It turns into the helicopter in one of the episodes. Then it goes to them getting anyone to like the scientist people coming to the thing. They find out.
But see, we gotta get to the helicopter. This is
Okay.
you can't really let the helicopter thing go because it's another random question. You gotta ask these questions. Why is that helicopter in color? It was the same aspect of the blood that we didn't see that was cut out
cut
for
out.
this one, but we got to see the helicopter be in color.
Yeah.
So what
Again-
made that be in color? Like, what was the point? Like, why when she's seen it, when we revert back to episode 2, she was looking like, oh shit, like she was in amazement and in shock.
Okay.
Her facial expression showed a certain thing.
I'll give you a thing then, right? This is why I think that someone else is really in control. So when Monica Rambeau touched the shield, like the force field,
Yes.
and every time they show the force field, what color is it? It's like blue and red.
Yeah, it has one of those unique color
Wanda
things.
never has blue in her color when she's using powers.
That's true. Very
So
true.
why is it blue and red? Like people could be like, "Oh, that's the fizzing of the old school TV," but I was just like, "No,
No,
she's been
that
doing
doesn't-
shit in black and white."
Yeah, no.
And then she
Yeah.
just turned the color. So I was like, why is the force field blue and red? Why is it like that? I feel like there's another power
Generic
there.
force field power color.
Yeah. And I feel like someone is actually making that bubble with her or guiding her to do something, or she went crazy and someone's trying to, maybe it could have took over the whole earth and the bubble is someone stopping it from going out. There's a lot of things
Yeah,
that could be happening.
because that theory definitely it works. Because at the end of the day, and this is what makes episode 5 very unique and interesting right now, is the fact that we've seen going into at the episode 2, she never walked back outside. We've seen the guy cutting through the wall. We've seen how he interacted with Gretchen. We've seen how like Vision in that same episode had a rewind of what he was saying.
Yeah.
So there's certain things there that are still missing and still need to be answered that we haven't gotten yet. So we have to assume that she isn't in full control. Yeah, we watched her put the ball back together and all of that at the end when she threw Monica through the house and all of that. But there's something there that's definitely not fully explained and being answered yet. There's still the beekeeper guy who we were just discussing that we could say that. I'll honestly say like what we said he might be Swarm or whatever it is.
Some weird, obscure Spider-Man villain for no reason.
Hey, listen, you give me a Spider-Man TV show, I'll be happy. Like,
I would be too.
yeah, but whatchamacallit, I feel like that's one of the things that those characters are starting, like he went into there, like when he came down, he goes through the tunnel in the sewer, and as he went through, you see that the rope, it changed into
A jump rope.
yes. So it's like, why is that happening? Why did when he get there, his face is black? From the whole point in time that they showed him, from episode 2 to this episode, they never showed his face. When he got into that world, it was like he was just a dark face.
Yeah.
When everybody else there is normal and fine. So why does he look like this? Why is this like?
Well,
That character is definitely going to have some importance sooner or later.
I feel like he is going to have some kind of importance. I'm not sure what. I don't think it's Swarm. I just think if they do that, fine. Like I don't care, but I just think it's such an obscure villain to put in. But
It's not that bad though, because
it's not bad. I'm just saying like,
I know
it's obscure.
the
Like,
villains
why
that
the
we
fuck?
but the villains that we expecting are such a super strong villains.
Well, except for because I will even say the villain that they hinted to, Reaper.
Okay.
That's his name, right? Reaper. He's an obscure villain too. To be honest, like he's not like one of those crazy like everyone knows it kind of villains. So I was like, all right, if you're gonna put Swarm in there, but
But you could put a Swarm in there, and let's say like you just put him as a person in there, because like we said, there's 5 more episodes left.
yeah,
We have 4 episodes right now where it's more of a mind tease thing.
oh yeah,
But sooner or later, like I said, it might be the next episode, it might be the 6th episode. There's gonna be an action scene. There's gonna be something just slightly more.
they already showed it in the trailer where she's flying around. She's telling Vision. Wow, sorry. She's telling Vision that like, oh, we gotta like this is our town. We gotta save it. So that's been one of the.
I didn't watch any trailers, so
Yeah.
I don't have any of those to back off of.
Well, sorry, because I'm spoiling you now.
Yeah, you just spoiled
But
it,
it's
man.
just kind of like there is gonna be an action scene, but what I think what they're doing, and again, I think Marvel's genius for how they're doing it. They gave us enough in this episode to keep people interested, and they didn't give us a lot. They're just saying like, okay, the guy in the radio, this is why he's on the radio. What's this?
No, they
and
give you the
what's
simple, basic
what's
answers.
the little helicopter, but they're not going to give away their punchline until the probably second to last thing.
They have no reason to.
Yeah.
They know how to build it. Like
Yes.
you
So-
tease the whole character for fucking what 5 movies almost before we understood Thanos was there.
Yeah. So I feel like this is the funnest part of everything is like you could do 10 different theories and they could all sort of kind of make sense. So it's kind of like a lot of people are saying Mephisto and it might not be Mephisto at all. It could be something else. It could be Loki for some weird reason.
There's no way it could be like what the Loki movie. All right, we're gonna go real quick into this. The Loki movie is like the movie. I mean, the show
Yeah.
is not based off of the Loki that you would expect. It's the Loki of the alternate reality. I mean, the
Yes.
multi from Endgame.
Yes.
That Loki, that's where that story's going.
Yes,
to.
but if
Loki's dead technically in this other and where she's at, Loki's dead.
maybe.
In my opinion,
He always lies. He's
the nigga got his neck. He broke his neck. Listen,
That might not
Thanos
have been
has not.
Loki.
But Thanos wasn't really wrong on a lot of ish in his like these movies. Like he was really slapping around every character. I'm pretty sure he broke Loki's neck.
Loki is known as the trickster god of Norse mythology.
If he was able to trick
He tricked.
both everybody there and trick me, then you're my favorite character in this whole universe.
All right, so I hope that happens because honestly, everyone loves him. But
Yeah.
yes, the show is most likely going to be on the Endgame version where he takes the cube and he's going throughout this thing. But that's why the Loki trailer has his name changing. He's going to different realities. It's not just one reality he created by taking a cube. He's going through multiple. So this goes into the WandaVision, the Doctor Strange, the Madness multiverse or
Yeah.
whatever. It goes into everything. It goes into King the Conqueror with the time streams. So I think it's all encompassing. What I'm saying is that I don't want Loki to be the main villain. I want Mephisto because I want Mephisto
Of
to
course,
be
not.
in
We,
the
but the
thing.
thing, this is the hype for Mephisto. If nobody knows, is coming off of the strength that when we heard that Doctor Strange, what is it called, multiverse, dark multiverse, something like that. And they said, "Oh, Wanda's gonna be in it." We already started slowly getting the juices flowing of thinking like, what's the possibilities? Like, because it's gonna be a dark movie, and then boom, we got the WandaVision show, and then they kept feeding us shit like Nightmare is gonna be the villain in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna have Nightmare, you're gonna have Mephisto.
Mephisto.
Why are you gonna have Mephisto? Because you had Dormammu in the first movie.
Yeah.
Like these things are all connected in a way. Like I don't want like listen. I love Dormammu. Dormammu is awesome. Flame head, haha. I love him. But yeah, I want to see like in the aspect of going into everything that Marvel is and how we mentioned real quick. We were talking about how great the Ultron first trailer was because it felt dark.
Yeah, nice and dark. That shit was awesome.
A Mephisto coming out looking like a legit demon,
Yeah.
like just all red, like just like what he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That would be so
Sick.
badass,
It
and that would
would.
give it such that adult darkness that
Yeah.
I guess it needs, but it doesn't really need. But it will just fit, honestly.
See, and it will fit in this show because at the end of every episode of WandaVision so far been dark. The first episode, the guy was choking and the lady's smiling saying stop it to Wanda. Like stop it. Stop it. And then the second episode was what? With
The second one was the beekeeper.
the beekeeper when she says no, but it was like nice and dark outside. And then the third one was the whole Monica Rambeau throwing her out. And
the dark part was when she was just like, "Why are you saying Ultron? Like, why are you talking about my brother?" That was
and then
the
this
seriousness.
one that we're gonna talk about right now, Zombie Vision.
And that had to throw it out there if he wasn't ready.
Episode so far, the end scene has been some really dark stuff.
They always get to that random. They give you like that quick dark shit, and you're like, "What the hell?"
Yeah. And to me, it's just like that's where it's going. Like, if nobody can see that, where it's like, yo, it's getting dark. The whole show, well, except for this last episode, was very hokey sitcom, like, gee golly kind of thing.
But it always has a dark twist
dark
at the end.
tone at the end is what you got to follow to me, because it's kind of like that's the thing you got to follow. What do you think the outcome's going to be? It's not going to be a happy like we're all together now. No, it's something dark is going to happen at the end. And what's darker than the basically demon of Marvel Universe?
No,
Like, go there.
and that's a fact.
And then from there, you could go to Ghost Rider and stuff like that, because that's going to be coming
now
out
we
eventually.
just going there. I didn't even hear any Ghost Rider news, but that'd be awesome.
Ghost Rider's coming out again. I don't know if they're going to use the one from S.H.I.E.L.D., but that's
Nah,
besides the point.
I'm on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get that. 100% agree. Like, because that's one of the things that I think personally for me
Yeah.
that made me so more invested into the show, because I like a lot of the aspects of the TV show aspect, and I'm a TV show person.
Yeah.
That I like that random dark. Like, my favorite dark scene, like, besides the fact that I was caught off guard with the Vision Park, I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, they showed them like
Zombie
that.
Vision. That was
Yeah.
awesome. The
I-
image of that was so awesome.
I liked the first episode. I that first episode, and just to go into it real quick, like that part when they're at the dinner table and
that is the
Mr. Hart is
darkest scene to me,
choking.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the darkest, the way it's shot, the way it's panned to each person's face.
Yes.
Like honestly, like I'm not no movie director. I didn't go to film study, but I know good, and that was good. Like honestly, like
no, I agree.
that was freaking awesome. Like it had me intensely into it. Like because I was like, oh, he's really about to die here. Like what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And then you see, and this is why we're gonna go into now this conversation and this part of it where we try to figure out what is up with Vision. And
Okay.
I'm gonna use that episode as one of the things where I say like I think Vision is her figment of like her creation in her mind, because if you look at it, when she looks at him, she's like, Vision, help him. And the way she was talking to him, it just shows that it's just like that was in her thought. Like that could have been her fighting with possibly the demon sides of people controlling shit and trying to make him like go help him, or her self-conscious thinking like fuck him, he should die because he's bringing up the children that I want and saying why don't I have children, and boom, now he's choking because that's basically how it happened. He was getting aggressive, he started choking, and Vision had to help him.
Well,
So, yeah.
and Vision didn't help him until she said, "Vision, help."
Yeah,
him."
yeah,
Like
yeah,
he was
yeah.
stuck, and
And
if
that's
you
that's
notice,
what I was saying. Yeah,
Vision in the show, it seems like he realizes, even in this last episode,
there's something right
where she was like, "No, everything's alright." Like after she visioned him back to normal. I know that's a pun on the word, I guess, but
great puns.
he when he turned back to normal, he was like, "Oh, what's going on?" and blah blah blah. And then she was like, "What are we gonna watch today?" And they grabbed the babies, and he looked like, "What the fuck?" Like he always has that. Even with the
He knows
last
there's something
episode,
not right,
he was
yeah.
outside like, "What the hell's going on? What are you saying?" And then the episode before that, and even in the first episode where the guy's choking, he's looking at her like, "What do I do?" Like, okay, help her, Vision. And then he was like, "All right, cool, I know what to do now." But my thing is this, with all like those, because we talked about it before, where somebody said that at the end of Endgame there was supposed to be an end credit scene that never happened.
Yes.
And that was coming from the guy Vision himself. Only he only talked to Kevin Feige. He didn't talk to the girl who plays Wanda. And he was saying like that was supposed to be a thing where Wanda goes against the body of Vision and takes it, which obviously would have been cool, but they're probably thinking like, what are we gonna do with this? Like they probably didn't understand the WandaVision show at that point. But
it could be that
Going-
they didn't understand it. It
Yeah.
could be. I'm not gonna even bring up the other rumor that apparently Josh Whedon wanted to do with Vision because it's pointless to me.
all right,
I don't
but
even know why people
that's
talk about
all. Yes, very
But,
much rumors at this point.
Yeah, but no, I'm not. It's not even the one that you said. There's another one about how Vision was supposed to look.
They're like all white.
No, he was supposed to have a penis like fucking Dr. Manhattan. Yeah,
Well, that would not be Disney friendly.
and that's another thing. Yeah, but no, I
no.
get what you're saying.
But my thought is this, right? Because even without that, because what I was mentioning to you before, if everyone's asking that's from Sword, who's a connection to S.H.I.E.L.D., isn't he supposed to be dead? Why wouldn't they have their body to know? So I'm thinking, this is my theory.
But
on the
why
whole
wouldn't
show.
they know that? Listen, hey, because
Because
we're gonna
they're,
have this
they're part of
argument.
the same company.
I understand that, but how wouldn't they not know that she done took the body and went and did all of this already?
Well,
They would have
that's what-
known that already.
Yeah, but this is they never said that she didn't. They're saying that isn't he dead? So if they had the body, they would have been like, the body's over here.
All right, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is, how do they not know that Wanda is already did this with this town? Like, why is this such a new? Oh my god! Like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'll get to that, right? And there's one more thing I want to get to. We got to talk about the missing person case.
yeah, we're gonna do that. That'll
We'll do
probably be the
that.
wrap up. Yeah,
But what again? My theory on it is that Agatha was the person that they had under the what's that thing called? The damn it, when someone
The missing person thing. Is
no,
what you're
not
trying to say?
the missing person thing, but what's it actually called, like legally, when they put somebody under like custody of the cops? They change their name and all
Witness
that.
protection type
Witness
thing.
protection.
Yeah.
So they keep bringing that up, and that's the only name on the board that didn't have like a name or anything like that when they were doing that stuff in this episode where they're finding everybody's like picture and name, and they're like, oh, this person's this person. I'm thinking this. Wanda had to go through like shield records somehow. Find like, oh, this person does magic, right?
All right.
But then that could be like, why didn't you just go to Doctor Strange? But just hear me out. Went to this person. She probably was under Shield's witness protection program. She goes to her, asks for help. Maybe she was trying to help her like a psychologist kind of thing. Figured out she had all this power, and she created this weird town world that she wants to live in, right? She probably like lost it. Now, I think Agatha is the only one in that town that knows what's up, and that's why when she's having a conversation with the guy, the neighbor, she's kind of like, shut up. And then she walks away smiling, winky face, all that.
Playing off.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like, I feel like she knows what's going on, and she's trying to calm it down. I think Wanda took over, but it's not in total control. I think that something's hinting towards her to do stuff.
All right.
And I think either there's two things I think. Either Agatha is working with Mephisto, or Agatha is like, oh crap, I know what's going on. I'm not as powerful as her or Mephisto,
exactly.
maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to, help things go. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's what's going on. I think that she took over because she went crazy after Vision died. Her brother's dead. She has no one else in her life. And coming back from the snap, of course, you're going to lose your freaking mind. So it's kind of like, I feel like all this is going on, and Agatha's stuck in the middle. Either, again, working with Mephisto, or crap, I have to deal with this myself because she came to me and she found me. Now, that goes to what I was saying before with the missing case. The only reason why I think it's her as the missing persons or whatever is because she's the only one without a name, and Marvel does a lot of background detail. So why would they do that unless he's keeping her? Because the Asian guy, he's the FBI agent that said that.
Yeah.
So of course he's not going to put the name on the board if she's in witness protection. So that's the only outcome I'm thinking. So it's kind of like, so they know, something had to happen with that, and that's why I love Marvel, because that could not be the case at all. that could be totally 100% wrong.
It could truly be wrong because, I mean, you have powers. You can make yourself do whatever you be. Any person have their identification. Be what it is. Person can be dead. Marvel won't show it. It is what it is. But no, she's definitely, obviously, the witch. There's no way. I think freaking it has to honestly be between her, out of freaking being there and your theory, which is pretty close and accurate, honestly. Or I just can't see her really being like trapped in it, to be honest. Like your theory actually has more of a validation of understanding. Like, it's a hard way to really think of any other reason why these things are happening. Like, if that's a whole town with people, and she just says she went into that
She just
town
took control.
and she took control, and they're quote unquote trapped in there. They're trapped in it. So then now, where is it going from there? Like, if you're not going to turn her into the villain, you're not going to like.
I think you are. Well, my opinion. Sorry.
No, I mean you could, but I don't see them doing that with her, because where do you get out of Wanda being the villain?
Well, that's why you got to read comic books, because the House of M was that, where it came down to her kids, right? So I think I explained this on the first episode, but I'll try to do it real quick. So in the comic book, she had the kids with Vision. nobody. I think Doctor Strange was actually the one who helped her, get the kids or whatever. But it was weird because it's like, how can this guy, this robot, have
Make the
kids?
kid.
Blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah.
And I'll bring it back to a point that I made in the first episode that explained this. Which, if you didn't notice in this episode, happened where in the comic books, Agatha used to babysit the kids. She would notice that because she was part of the Avengers at this time, when she used to be in stress and lose concentration,
Yeah.
the kids would disappear.
All right. So that's
So-
the fake kids. Yeah.
If you look at, and then what happened was they wiped her mind in the comic books, and then House of Avengers Disassembled happened, which led into House of M. But Avengers Disassembled was Miss Marvel stupidly says something about her kids in the past, and then she started remembering, and she's like, "Oh, the Avengers took my kids away. I'm gonna kill them all." And she made people come back from the dead and blow up the Avengers mansion that was in Central Park at the time. Killed a few Avengers. She made She-Hulk go crazy and rip Vision in two. Like, she went nuts. She made all the Avengers
See, I
literally-
get that, but see, so then was she ready? I'm trying to think of how to. Well, yeah, I guess you could say the way the episode ended, she was stressed out, and I guess her happiness was being able to. After
Yeah.
she threw Monica out, seeing Vision was like, "What the hell?" Because she's realizing that she has a dead husband or person that she loves,
Yeah.
and then she goes right to the kids, and everything becomes that fake world that she wants again. Mm-hmm. So I could definitely see that. I mean, that makes sense.
Well, but this was the point I was saying with the kids losing concentration. If you notice in this episode, when she threw Monica Rambeau through the thing, they threw the walls in the house, and she's fixing up the house. You never hear the kids until after she fixes the
everything, yeah.
wall.
No, yeah,
and then
yeah.
they start crying. Mm-hmm. Did they disappear when that happened? Nobody knows yet. So,
Yeah.
and then at that same very time, that's when Vision came in and he was all messed up until she was like, "Okay, this is what he's
She's
supposed to
straining
look
her
like."
powers too much.
But I never heard your opinion on what you actually think. Like, do you think that Agatha's part of it? Do you think that
I think
she's
Agatha is definitely part of it. You could tell by the way she acts, she's a manipulator. From episode 1, the way she talks, the way
and
she
women
moves.
you deal with?
Yeah.
Not now, just in case.
In life.
Not now. I'm just saying in life in general.
Yeah, I could tell a manipulator easy. But yeah, no, she definitely has a lot of like attributes. The way she acts, the way everything she does when she leaves, it's always that. Oh shit! Hey, you know what? Let me avoid
Yeah.
subject and keep it moving. And that's a lot of the shit that she does. That's why I'm heavy on the Mephisto logic and hoping for.
You think she's working with Mephisto?
I think that's
Okay.
I think it's a double team shit, like working together. She has a man that they never shown yet,
Yep.
and I think that's who she's mentioning every time she talks about him and the way she talks about him. Whatchamacallit, I feel like they know what they have, and if this is just the Marvel way of doing it and not going through the comic books, maybe they're either trying to have her have the kids to have their two kids,
Young Avengers. Or whatever.
yeah, to have kids to manipulate, to have the powers and use them for themselves, or they're trying to manipulate Wanda and have some type of control over her because of how strong she actually is.
Yeah.
It's between those two. Like, there's no way that that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see Wanda ending up being the villain. They might treat her the way they treated her in Civil War after all of this because I said before, she is hands down the strongest character in the MCU right now.
Yeah.
There is nobody stronger than
Well,
her.
Doctor Strange, I would say, is maybe
Well,
on
Doctor
par.
Strange has to show that because Doctor Strange was still a rookie in the first movie.
And to be honest, he didn't do nothing to Endgame but hold water back.
Exactly.
Which is weird.
Which
That was kind of unfortunate.
Endgame made him, he hold water back. Infinity War, he was actually
Pretty good.
doing shit, it was like, oh, look at all the shit that he could do.
Yeah.
So as we've seen all these shits. But yeah, no, I feel like that's pretty much where it's at. Like, there's that dark undertone that's being carried, and
Yeah.
it's the way they act, like the way they move, makes me look at it like these. Now I understand when they show like the where are they or who are they posted.
Yeah.
It made it break down like, all right, so yeah, I definitely know that yes, these people are part of the town. It was something I was thinking already.
Yeah.
And then it's the boom, she doesn't have an ID.
Yeah.
Boom, where is her quote unquote husband? That there was no picture that you would think they would have put at least side by side because they would have the same name. So they both
Yeah.
John Doe, John Dane together, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true.
those are the little things, like that's how I see it. Like, and it's me hoping for that little dark twist because I want Doctor Strange to be dark as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I'm leaning towards on my whole theory of the whole shit. I could be completely wrong by like 2 episodes
Oh
with
yeah,
Marvel.
but that's the greatness of it. That's what I love about it because I love the whole. There could be a trillion things literally that could happen, but the one thing before I want to ask you a question,
Yeah.
the thing I loved about the show, which I want to tell everybody that's like that didn't notice it, and it really is for like stupid, and I'm gonna say this like stupid, like the people that hated the show for no reason. You gotta understand they made all these episodes before they put them out. So all the people that are on the internet saying, why sitcoms? Why this? Why that? And they had the exact questions on the board. That was basically an FU to all the internet that they already knew what their questions are going to be.
Exactly.
Which one of the reasons why I love Marvel. And on top of that, the reason why I love this episode is because you're seeing what Marvel's telling us is that we are Sword right now, where we're just watching, we're trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
They're just like
and
us.
we're on the outside. So again, Marvel did that shit great. But to wrap this up,
Yeah.
what is your for the next episode, not for the season, but next episode, what do you think or expect to happen?
I expect it to be back to that world because they're gonna basically, now that we know like these are the people watching, they're gonna remake us rewatch. We're
Yeah.
gonna watch like they watch because the same way, and because it's one of the things I forgot to bring up when I'm remembering it. If you look at it when they're doing the whole breakdown and they're trying to figure it out, when they get to the helicopter part, they're like, "Oh, a new episode air. How do you know when these episodes air?
Yeah.
How does these episodes break down? Like, when does this happen?" So it's a big, like, wait, what? Like, because
Yeah.
y'all living in your time, she's moving in her shit. So what makes it a show?
Yeah.
So
And is it when she goes to sleep? But then when she goes to sleep, how is her concentration not messed up?
Exactly.
So that does
but,
bring a lot of
but
questions.
but that part was where the concentration got messed up, where you can understand why the helicopter got in
Yeah.
for the beginning of episode 2.
Yeah. And night could be day and day could be night. For
Exactly.
anything.
So yeah, I see it being more like episode 5 is definitely gonna be more Vision, Wanda, and this is me coming off of not watching the trailer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could be wrong, like because I know
Yeah, I
they
don't
did
want
like
to- I don't want- I
they
like
did the
watching that
teaser
trailer, yeah.
episode 5 trailer. I know it already dropped. I have no idea. I'm just saying like I could see it more like that. I think it's gonna lean a little bit more now that they showed us the zombie Vision.
Yeah.
That everybody's gonna be like, oh shit. So yeah, we're gonna get the Vision backstory now. So we're get
in the
ready.
next episode.
Yeah. So get ready to understand a little bit more why Vision is the way Vision is acting. Because technically he got killed, he died, and I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, in the comic book, Vision does turn human-ish. He's not like he's a robot, but then later on, like he
tries
changes.
to live. He in a newer-ish kind of comic books. He tries to have a family with like a female Vision.
Yeah.
And have like kid visions and
Okay.
stuff like that. And he tries to have a normal life that way.
Yeah.
But he does turn all like colorless. And even if you remember, since you're a gamer, we'll
Yeah.
quickly do this. So we're gonna have a lot of gaming things,
Soon,
videos
soon,
coming up.
Yeah.
But if we play the Avengers game for Super Nintendo, they have them on there with like all white.
It's just the all white version. Yeah.
So it's just kind of like that does happen with
Yeah,
this.
but nah, that's where I'm leaning at. Like, because they gave us the sword shit, and you have to understand at the end of episode 3, sword was the must. You couldn't go into today's episode and just be like WandaVision one.
Yeah.
No, you couldn't do that. So now we're gonna go back, and now they're gonna play with our heads again.
Yeah.
Knowing that they have 4 more episodes after, and giving us 2 episodes before they give us a cliffhanger of a hell in the second to last episode.
Yeah.
And all of that. So that's what's basically gonna happen.
All right. Well, what I think is going to happen from now on, but especially in the next episode, they're going to do. I don't mean when I say half and half, I don't really mean like 20 minutes here and 20 minutes there. I'm saying like I think it's going to start out with the WandaVision intro, with the new 70s intro. I wonder what sitcom they're going to.
Well, 70s, almost 80s. They're gonna slide into the 80s more.
Well, they just mentioned this. They're 70s now.
Yeah, they're 70s.
Yeah.
But they did.
But
They were doing 70s
they
and
did the
going
70s
in.
intro. So they're going to do
it's
an
gonna
80s
go into
intro.
the 80s. Yeah.
All right, so they're gonna have an 80s intro, and I think they're gonna start off like that. But I think they're gonna go back to Sword every once in a blue. Like I don't think that Sword's gonna be in it.
Take like like notes and shit like that.
Yeah,
Little
like
things
like when something happens, like maybe she sees another, quote unquote drone, which I don't think is gonna happen, but something like that. When something messes up, they'll go to like, if it was them, they're gonna go back to them and be like, oh crap, we messed up.
See, I get what you're saying, but I don't want that as in a way like, because like it's kind of down to known like going now 4 episodes.
Yeah,
We're gonna get some crazy twists towards the end.
of course.
But the
Well, a dark
twist, what
twist, I
makes
love
it
them.
good, like those dark twists that make it good, is that it blends so well into the
Yes.
episode
It does.
that you can sit there and say to yourself like, I know there's only 10 minutes left. I'm waiting for it, and you won't even realize it.
Yeah.
Because you know what made like episode 3 great, when Vision is having his dialogue with Wanda, and she said, "Nah, I didn't like that."
Yeah,
And he
reverse it
changed
back.
his whole shit. So the switch could happen at any time in any of these episodes.
Yeah.
So that's what we got to basically look for now. Now you just got to be on alert, and you got to do what I've been saying, is listen to effing dialogue.
Yes.
And look for your Easter eggs, but understand the words that are coming out these people's mouths.
Yeah.
Because everything matters verbally just as much.
Yes, and the Easter eggs do matter too.
Yes.
But that's why they want you to watch it multiple times.
Yes.
But
And we
on
do
that
that.
note, we'll end this shit, and we'll come back definitely next week.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we're gonna have a few more episodes coming out soon.
We have a couple of more shit dropping. Should be a wrestling episode.
Yeah.
Second half of our anime episode.
Yeah,
Maybe an episode on little things like Denzel shit.
yeah, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, we're gonna see if he likes it enough or he hates it enough. It'd be fun
Yeah,
to break
debate.
it down and argue that. So yeah, we have a lot of shit in the tuck. My gun is all fully loaded, nigga. I got a fully loaded clip.
And don't worry, I'm gonna make him do the soundbar next time. But
Yeah, I'll come back with that. Like, don't worry. Today is my off day. Like, I'm having like a Jordan flu game. No COVID. Know what I mean? No COVID.
it better not be.
But yeah.
But I hope you enjoy. Again, like, follow, subscribe, tell your friends. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Anchor, SoundCloud, Spotify, many other things that I found out today that I got to
And
tell
if
you
you,
about.
you
'Cause
see this
Anchor-
face, you could just follow me straightforward.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
So, and we got Instagram too. I think I forgot to mention that. You
Yeah,
can find
definitely
all our
Instagram.
links on the YouTube channel, on the Facebook channel. We got all the links posted on there. So come follow us if you like our stuff, and share our stuff too.
Trust
you
me,
like it.
we're gonna keep on moving no matter what.
Hell yeah. So we'll come back to you soon with more content. Enjoy.